Well, hello my fine folks. Today we're going to do something a little different. The last couple of times I've played Star Trek Online, you've seen the Klingons. Today, we're going to do the Federation. Let's see, Federation races are, of course, human, Andorian, Bajoran, Benzite, Betazoid, Bolian, Cation, Ferengi, Trill, this is a joint Trill, this is a special one you had to pay extra for. Klingon, also one I had to pay extra for. Pakled, Rigelian, who may be related to the Vulcans. Then you have Saurians, Tellarite, this is a regular Trill, Vulcan, and create a character. Let's see, we'll do... Let's see, I've never played a Vulcan. Okay, I haven't played a human either. Played an Andorian. In fact, my highest level character's an Andorian. Ferengi could be cool. Race info comes with accurate, aggressive, astrophysicist, covert, creative, EPS manifold, efficiency, elusive, lucky, mental discipline. It comes with all kinds of crazy perks. Neat. Let's see. Ferengi. Nah. What we're gonna do instead. This will be a tactical officer. Select my uniform type. I got a whole bunch. Got the Mirror Universe for Enterprise and the regular Enterprise uniform. Also got the Wrath of Khan uniforms. Next Generation. The films. Bunch of the default ones. We were gonna go with... what do I like? I'd like to buy more of the uniforms, but that requires money to get all the crazy types of uniforms you can get. What kind of uniform? Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, I like that one. We're gonna go with this one. Of course, within there's alterations, variations on the type. Basically, changes the way the uniform's cut. We'll go with that thing that way. This main color. What I'm thinking. We go with a darker red, so the kind of contrast. The white kind of looks cool too. Ooh, gold. Let's see, how does that look? Ooh, I like that. The screen's a little squished. I'm going to try to make it better. Okay, we're looking for that one. I think we'll go with a darker red there. And then gold. That looks kind of cool. You can change type of material, so it's either glossy or matte. I'm not sure if it's really making much of a difference. You can also do the different configurations, which will change the color palettes for you. We'll stick with 2. You can change what kind of badge you have. Got classic. I have the Mirror Universe, Mirror Universe, Mirror Universe. I got a whole bunch of Mirror Universe stuff because I'm fun that way. Terran Empire. The motion picture, Odyssey, com badge, and I'll stick with the com badge. Rank, Ensign. And we'll go with gold on both of those because that's what they're traditionally colored. I can even give myself hand gloves. Now, let's see. Lower body. Let's go with loose long. See what kind of pants we can come up with. None of the belts really look good for me. TNG split, standard, Odyssey. Go with the Odyssey. We will color those. Dark gray. Now boots, we can't really see them. But you got different ones. You got like soft boots, short boots, padded boots, Odyssey, Enterprise, bulky, tall, leather, combat. We'll go with soft. Do red for the main. This dark gray, which I think covers the sole. And then gold. That, if I remember my colors correctly, if we had the right kind of pants, that would be like the fasteners. Okay. Now, we can mess around with his face. Ferengi have huge ears. It's just the way they are. We'll go with brown eyes. You can go for sharper teeth, which is fairly traditional for Ferengi. This allows you to do fun little head crest in the back. Go with ornate. We'll do red. Let's see if I can find a gold-ish color. That's too dark, that's too bright. I think that's the closest we're gonna get. We'll do a red there. And we'll do that same kind of gold-ish headcrest. That's just to make a Ferengi look more Ferengi. It's kind of one of their things. Head's alright. You can make it so his head's bigger. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for super-sized head. Just so we can be crazy. Whoa. That is a very tall head. We'll switch that to here and here and here. There, that looks a bit better. We'll go to here for width. Ferengi have, I think, 4-lobed brains, and that's why their heads are shaped that way. It's also why they have the funky ears, because I think they're evolved from some sort of rodent. We'll go with slightly bigger eyes. Big noses are also a thing of theirs, which I think also applies to them possibly being descended from some kind of rodent, because traditionally in rodents they have really good hearing and a really good sense of smell, but they have poor sight, and it's been stated in several bits of continuity that Ferengi sight goes very early in the life, like to the point where it's even, oh, these are Ferengi specific tattoos. That's kind of cool. To the point where they have to start getting corrective surgery for their eyes at fairly young ages. Like, I think they age about the same as humans, maybe a little bit faster. So, like, maybe start having to get corrective surgery on their eyes in their mid-20s. Not all, but some. Don't feel like doing a tattoo or a scar. So we'll go to the body type. He is a tactical officer, so he should have some bulk. Ferengi don't get very tall. I mean, the tallest they can get is 5'8" in this game, which I think is about the tallest they get in the series too. They're fairly small, which feeds more into my whole they may or may not be a rodent-based race. It also explained their sort of insane levels of breed if they were based on rodents, because rodents are known for stockpiling resources for winter and stuff. And you figure a race who naturally stockpiles stuff, you give them capitalism with no regulation, shit's gonna get weird. Though, technically speaking, the Ferengi have what is considered a true laissez-faire capitalism state, which means a true free market, in that they actually, since the free market has always been sort of their philosophy, they've actually instituted a lot of rules that well, not so much rules, more that they basically decided that they created synthahol, which is fairly common in Star Trek universe. They're appalled at the idea of actual alcohol and cigarettes, because the idea of feeding a customer something that might kill them just makes no sense to them. They're like, what? It's like, you should have them. You want your customers to be alive for as long as possible so they can give you as much possible money. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. See if I can find a good Ferengi name online. Good Ferengi name. Oh, I've decided French. So I'll try Ferengi name generator. Of course I spelled their names wrong. I always spell their names wrong, because I'm terrible. Just terrible. Ooh, this sounds kind of cool. Solodoc. Ooh, I like that one. He is going to be named Solodoc. Solo. Solo. Dagnabbit. We want that there. And then this here. Solo Doc. They don't really do last names in Ferengi culture, from what I've read and seen about it. Seems like that's kind of a common thing in Star Trek in general. Nobody gets last names. Except for humans. Most of them will say, oh, I am such and such son of yada yada yada. Since he's Ferengi, we'll be cheap and call his ship Quark. Of course it's taken. Let's see what kind of ship names it comes up with. Random. That's not gonna work. We'll try Nindy. Ah. Biography for this character. And so, Ferenginar. I think that's how it's spelled. You can never be sure. They have a lot of weird name stuff in Star Trek. Let's try to make sure. Ferenginar. It's okay. Okay. It was only off by 2 letters. It's not bad. It's not like being off by the whole freaking word. I figure by doing this, and like next week maybe I'll do the early missions of the Romulans, just so you can kind of get an idea of what the various. It's like, because it's really the first 20 levels that are unique to each faction. After that, the quest chains start kind of blending together. I mean, they got unique dialogue here and there, but for the most part, once you hit level 20 and you start doing, I think it's the Nimbus 3 missions, it all starts kind of becoming samey. So the really meaty parts of the game are the first 20 or so levels for each faction. Beyond that, you use pretty much player's choice. After that, it's really decide what kind of ships you like, what races you want to play as. Okay, he was born to a poor family who decided to move to the Federation to escape their lot on Ferenginar. There he learned to love his new world. I don't like that. It's a little cheesy. There decided to pursue a career with the Federation, with the Federation's Starfleet, to follow in the footsteps of his idol Nog. Which would be really fun is if I can get him up fast enough that I can actually do the mission with Nog, so it'll be kind of like a little RPG moment there, which is always kind of neat. I think that's pretty much good for a bio. We'll go engage. This game is very, very different from what it was when it first began. When I first started playing it, back when it was first launched, you couldn't even get the Klingon faction from the get-go. You actually had to go up to level 6 of the Federation character to unlock it. And then there was hardly any story content. But I'll be quiet now so the video can play.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged a campaign of peace. Lived long. 21 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed. The planets Romulus and Remus were destroyed. Countless billions were killed. My home, my friends, my life, all are memories. Time does not stop for one man, and neither does history. The chaos in Romulan space gave the Klingon Empire an opportunity to expand its territory. Jimpak, the Chancellor of the High Council, traded diplomacy for the tip of a blade. Only in battle, Jimpak says, is a Klingon truly Klingon. The Federation did its utmost to preserve its alliance with the Klingons, but war was inevitable. Klingons want revenge for their lost world. The Dominion is rebuilding its forces. Now the Borg have reappeared, and the Alpha Quadrant balances on the edge of ruin. The fate of the galaxy rests in your hands.
Now, as I was saying, the Klingons had
Welcome to Star Trek Online. Today is
virtually
graduation day.
no story when the game was first shipped. It was pretty much they were all PvP. They had a few little story missions here and there, but nothing to really
To
call it
move, use the W,
cohesive.
A, S, and D keys.
So, if you want story, you played Federation. If you want PvP, you played Klingons. Then, around the time that they did their first big update, they changed it so not only did Romulans become a playable faction, they said, well, why don't we give the Klingons a new story and rebuild the story for the Starfleet officer so it has a little bit more impact. Because before, when you started the game as Starfleet, you were just thrown into a fight with Borg with no context whatsoever. This now gives you a little bit more context. Plus, you get new characters that become your bridge members that have unique personalities. It's also after these first that first big update is when they started adding a lot more voice acting to the game. Because originally there was very little voice acting. So overall, I would say it's evolved and adapted quite well for the 5 years it's been around, especially since for 4 of those 5 years it's been free to play. Most of the free to play stuff is just cosmetic, new types of ships and things. No story content is lost to you by playing free to play, which is what I appreciate. Now let's begin this game.
People you can interact with have icons
Disable
above
all
their
help
heads.
prompts.
Finally, I was beginning to think you forgot what today was.
How could I? You remind me every day for the past month. Did you get your assignment?
Of course, I was first in line. Oh, before I forget, I think Rasky is just ahead. He wanted to thank you for helping him cram for the astrometrics final.
There you are! I wanted to thank you for helping me pass that final, and for all the other times you've helped me. I've always admired you. I hope Starfleet recognizes all you've done to lead our class. What ship did you get?
I haven't received my assignment
Good
yet.
luck! Before you report to Lieutenant Farah and get your assignment, you should find Tavrel. She wanted to talk to you. She's just up the pathway.
Next week, assuming I can get through kind of the first 10 levels today, I'm going to do the first 10 levels of the Romulans so you can see their story. Theirs is interesting in that theirs actually takes place a little bit later timeline-wise than the Klingon and the Federation. I think it's like 6 months later, but I'm not precisely certain.
Greetings.
Basically, the first 4 years of the game leading up to Delta Rising were all 2409. And now the game is officially in 2410.
It was good of you to encourage me to retake the linguistics final. I was willing to accept my original results, but you saw that I was not at my best that day. My score increased by 12.8% on the second attempt, well within my standard norms. Now I am qualified to serve as both a science officer and a communications officer. Morik would like to see you as well. He is ahead of us on the path. Live long and prosper.
Tuesday I'll be playing Fallout 1 again. I haven't decided what I'm going to make my third day being. I was going to do Skyrim originally, but it just has too many problems with my computer.
Getting excited yet? Once we finish our training cruise, we'll all be full-fledged ensigns. The buzz is, Captain Taggart hasn't named all of his senior staff yet. From what I heard, the advanced phaser training simulation is tripping people up.
My character's got one word. Thanks. I do wish we could have gotten a little bit of voice acting for the main character, but I understand why it's not. I mean, your main character can be one of 3 factions, one of 3 classes, and one of like 30 some odd races. So getting 1 or 2 voice actors for that would be kind of weird. Though yeah, I guess you could kind of explain it as being part of the universal translator.
Good afternoon, Cadet. What can I do for you?
Is this where I get my training cruise assignment?
Yes, I have the complete assignment list here. Name?
Solodeck.
Let's see. Interesting. Report to Captain Taggart. He's in the office behind me.
Is there a problem?
You're going to have to ask him.
Ring the bell.
Come. Cadet.
You asked to see me, sir?
I did. I've been following your progress here at the Academy, and I must say, I'm impressed.
Thank you, Captain.
I'm just looking at your final test scores, but I don't see your results for the Advanced Phaser Training Program.
I know that the program is advised for tactical officers, sir, but I thought I had more time to take it. Many of my classmates didn't take the test either, so, Captain, what's the issue? Is that an issue?
I want everyone on my senior staff to run that program, and I want to see good results, no exceptions.
Did you say senior staff?
I did. Like I said, I've been following your career here at the Academy. If you complete that program, I can put you on my bridge. I'll ask my tactical officer to set it up.
Your tactical officer, sir? Who is that?
Another fine cadet like yourself. Her scores were almost as good as yours, but her record has a few blemishes. Still, I'm sure Cadet Flores will settle down and become a fine officer someday. I'll tell Flores to meet you out in the quad. Talk to her to start the phaser training, and I'll see you when you're finished.
Yes, sir.
You're dismissed, Cadet.
I got the tactical officer spot. Just what I wanted. Where'd you end up?
Taggart says he wants me in the senior staff, but I have to pass the advanced phaser training.
You never did that? I thought you were Mr. Extra Credit. Everyone knows that Captain Taggart expects all his top people to pass that program.
Now you tell me.
Don't worry, you'll do fine. Come on, I'll take you to the holodeck and set it up.
Lead the way. She's gonna
Seems
try to
most
race
of our
me
class
there.
ended up on Captain Taggart's ship.
I'm gonna beat her.
Have you seen the whales in San Francisco Bay? I never seem to spot them.
Direct reference to Star
I
Trek
sometimes
4.
forget that Boothby is a hologram. He seems like such a fixture here at Starfleet Academy.
Really? I have to follow her before the race will trigger? So annoying.
Last one of the console buys the first round tonight. Setting up the training program now. I hope holodeck 2 is your lucky holodeck.
I'll need a phaser.
Phasers are in the lockers by the holodecks. You can grab one there.
Let's go. Now I have my first phaser. Time to do the holodeck program. Begin program. Of course it's on a Klingon ship. Every one of the factions has some little combat training program in the game early on. It's just kind of the thing.
Well done, cadets. You're not going to break the Academy record, but your score was more than satisfactory.
Thank you, Captain. Do you have any? Do you have an assignment for me now?
Absolutely. I have a new first officer.
First,
Congratulations.
first officer, sir.
Yes. You should be proud of your accomplishments here, cadet. You have a promising career ahead of you in Starfleet.
Thank you, sir. It'll be an honor serving with you.
First officer, way to go. Just a little jealous, I'll admit. At least now you'll get to boss us all around like you've always wanted. You'll do
A lot of
great.
pressure. I hope I'm up to it.
But we should head up to the shuttle bay. Everyone else is waiting there for the ceremonial send-off toast.
We'll holster my weapon for now, which is the H key. Always a nice
Now
thing to
hear
remember.
this. All cadets report to shuttle bay to prepare for departure.
It may not be Major Roddenberry doing the voice of the computer, but it's a damn close approximation.
Okay, all of the senior staff is waiting by the bar. I'm sure everyone's a bit nervous, this being our first real assignment and all. So, I'm expecting an inspiring speech out of you. Something heartwarming. Make Tavrel cry. This mission could just determine the rest of our careers. No pressure. I'll meet you over there.
The sarcasm! It is real. I also like playing this game because I find it relaxing. Inspire, intimidate, or be humble. I'm gonna go with inspire. I mean, a Ferengi's never humble. That's why they're Ferengi. I have the utmost faith in each of you. You're the best the Academy has, and together we can do anything. Galvanize the cadets. But we will go forth boldly like Starfleet has trained us, putting to use everything we have learned here. To Starfleet Academy, to the USS Nandi and her crew. Raise a glass to the class of 2409.
All cadets, please board your shuttles.
My assignment as acting chief engineer. All those months studying Miranda's technical manuals will have paid off. Security chief. Not what I expect. Anything. They go by too fast. I can't read them all. So you're the one who got. First off, honestly, I'm kind of relieved to hear. I hear Commander Taggart's stricter than any bridge officer. Acting medical officer. If I happen to trip or if you haven't triple studied toe, I'm the Benzite to see. Acting helmsman and Potter reporting for duty. Course and speed. So basically, what the rebuilt tutorial story missions did is give a lot more personality to characters.
Are you ready to head to the ship?
This guy's a Rigelian. They might be related to the Vulcans, but we're not certain. We do know how they have like 5 genders. I mean gender in the biological sense, not in the sociological sense.
I can't believe we're finally doing this. Oh, look at that.
I'll endeavor to read all my characters'
USS
dialogue,
Vesta, first of her
but
class.
I can't make any
She's
guarantees.
got subsystem targeting, a crew of 750, auxiliary phaser cannons, and even a quantum field focus controller. I can't wait to captain one someday. But here's our ship. Miranda class, 200 crew, 2 forward weapon mounts, 1 aft. Average speed, warp 5.0. She's a tough little ship, though. I think I like her. We're the final shuttle to arrive. We need to get to the bridge.
The Miranda's pretty much the most heavily reused ship class in all of Star Trek. I mean, seriously, they reuse that model a freaking lot. Well, I mean, it wasn't even until Deep Space Nine that we really started seeing a bunch of new classes. Through most of Star Trek, we saw Mirandas, Excelsiors, and Excelsior refit models to do the Starfleet, which was used story-wise to show Starfleet's average hull age as being kind of insane. Now, because I have this, Legacy unlocks. I can unlock a whole bunch of stuff. Like this title, I can claim. This Sealot, I can claim. Melee weapon bonus, I'll claim that. Fluidic space triple, claim. Triple of Borg, because why not a simulated triple? A pre-order triple. This was an Amazon pre-order. You can get this as a Romulan who works with Starfleet. On the flip side, you can get her if you're a Romulan that sides with the Klingons. Let's see, what kind of tier 1? I can claim the Delta Flyer, which I will. With the NX class replica. This allows you to essentially get a new ship to start out with, so you have something different than the average Miranda. You'll basically, once you get to Starbase 1, you can choose this. I can also grab an old berth on Enterprise, but I don't really need that many tier 1 ships. Claim my crew member. 8 of 8. I'll be able to customize her once I put some final touches on things. Basically, once I get to the starbase. Now, I'm going to give him a pre-order triple. Excuse me. I'll give him a ceremonial Lipa as his backup weapon. Fancy Delta Flyer. This is my Miranda. I'll have to use it for like the first 2 or 3 missions of the game. For my friend the Borg, well, ex-Borg, I'll give the triple Borg. They're always engineer officers. There's a liberated Borg Riemann, but he's a one-time unlock, so every new character you want to have him, you have to buy it again.
I'm going to check in and then head for the bridge. See you there.
Though there's a bit of a graphics issue, if you claim the Borg right now, sometimes she'll be slotted into a picture where the regular engineer you're supposed to get, the Bolian, would have normally been. So she looks like she's voiced, so it's kind of weird that way.
Name and position?
Cadet Solidoc, acting first officer.
I have your record right here, sir. Welcome to the ship.
Where's the captain?
Captain Taggart is waiting for you on the bridge. Use the triple lift behind me. It will take you directly there.
Go to bridge. I figured I'd give him the relaxed pose because, you know, a little bit of swagger never hurt nobody.
Welcome to the bridge, number one.
Number one.
Early in my career, I served with a captain who called his first officer that. I always liked it. As my number one, I expect you to ensure my orders are carried out, and to advise me on the best course of action in any situation.
Captain Taggart here is a Denobulan. They were recently introduced in Enterprise. They later joined the Federation. I think they weren't one of the original signatories of the Federation, but they joined eventually. What he's referencing there is that he used to serve on the Enterprise E, which is what his backstory seems to imply. So that means he served under Captain Picard. And possibly Captain Data, because after Nemesis, the B4s got turned into Data in the background story of this game. It's weird. But be it what it is.
But first, we need to get out of dry dock. Get clearance from control and close the shuttle bay doors. Then disable the tractor moorings.
Shuttle bay doors are closed, sir.
Very good, number one.
Travell, get clearance from traffic control for Nandi to leave the gantry.
Earth traffic control has cleared us to depart, sir.
Very good, number one.
Potter, wait for me to disable tractor moorings.
Potter, take us out. 1/4 impulse.
Captain, may I remind you, Starfleet regulations specify thrusters only while in vicinity of space dock.
Just checking to see if you're paying attention, number one. Potter, take us out. Maximum thrusters.
And you like totally can sit now. You used to not be able to sit in the chairs. It was kind of sad. Though it does like that during a battle, you can't like do the fighting from within the bridge space. That's only kind of like a secondary space you can go to after other missions.
Cleared from dry dock, Captain.
It would have been cool to.
Let's start with something easy. Set course for Vulcan.
Course laid in, sir.
If you could like
Engage.
command the ship from the bridge in fights, but I guess they figured, well, it'd be easier to do the fights while you're viewed from outside the ship.
Captain, I am picking up a distress call from the SS Break-Even. Audio only.
Let's hear it, Tyrell.
This is the SS Break-Even. Our warp core is failing, and we are in need of assistance.
The neat little thing they do here
Lay in a rendezvous course.
is basically you have a cadet uniform. So once you get to being captain, your
Sir,
proper uniform
Sensors can't read anything in the vicinity of
be
the
your
break-even.
Communications are out as well.
Keep trying to hold them, Tyrell. Number one, let's discuss the situation. You heard the distress call, number one. What do you think we should do? Absolutely not. We're the closest ship to the break-even, so it's our duty to assist.
It's strange that the transmission is audio only. A warp core emergency shouldn't affect communications.
Good. What do you advise?
I recommend we go full red alert, full powered weapons, load photon torpedoes. Shields up, sir. Better safe than sorry. We need more information before we get in there. I recommend scanning for an hour to see exactly what the situation is. But if it's an actual warp core emergency, you wouldn't have an hour. So I go with this one, which is shields up, better safe than sorry.
Raising the shields does seem to be a reasonable precaution.
Yes, sir. It could be a trap.
I agree. Flores, raise shields. Number one, get down to the transporter room. You'll oversee the rescue effort from there.
transporter deck. They added a lot more indoor spaces to the ships as the game continued. Rack, the break-even should be in range. Let me know when you get there.
I'm getting some weird readings. I can't get a solid lock. There may be interference. Trying to compensate.
That dude's a
I
Cation.
think I have it. This is a lot different than the training scenarios. Beaming them over now. Klingons!
This vessel is now property of Captain Kadek of the IKS Jot.
Of course it's Klingons. It's always Klingons. Rack, come in. What happened? Rack. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Rack.
Security is reporting disruptor fire in the transporter room, and Klingon transporter signatures are showing up all over the ship. They're boarding us.
Which I think would work because MRES is the name of the first Cation we ever saw, which was in the animated series, so it's probably Iraq. So what can I do to help?
You have the command codes to unlock an armory near your position. Arm yourself, and any security team members you find.
What about the enemy ship, sir?
We still have weapons. I'll do what I can. For now, I need you to concentrate on getting those Klingons off my ship. Taggart out.
Yes, sir. As you play through the game, you'll get certain little submissions inside mission areas specified to your actual class. Equip my phaser rifle. Activate my tribble, because I can always use that bonus. The special tribbles, they all can be used. Talk to security cadet. Well, that Klingon just got spaced. Not a good way to go. I'll live, thanks.
Number one, we're doing our best to cripple this Klingon marauder, but I need your help. Time to show off that academy training.
Tactile, I know how to improve the ship's weapons. Basically, you can reinforce shields, improve structural integrity. As a tactical officer, I can improve the weapons. So yeah, that was a quick way you could have dealt with the Klingons if I hadn't decided to just shoot them. EPS stands for Electroplasma System, in case you didn't know the Star Trek jargon. See how that guy got disintegrated? Basically, if you get a critical on a flank while they're exposed or something along those lines, you'll basically get an instant kill. This doorway changes where it leads depending on which class you are. I hate when I get stuck on level geometry. Whew.
Number 1, we've got injured up here and the Klingons could send a boarding party at any time. I need you back on the bridge.
Aye, sir.
Go see to the bridge. We will secure this area.
I'm assuming that you're supposed to be Vulcan and that's why your dialogue was stilted, rather than assuming that she's just a bad actress. No drop frames, everything seems to be running good. Oh no, the captain's been taken. Time to murderize some Klingons.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Yes, that was a combat roll. That wasn't intending to do. It just kind of happens sometimes.
Incoming transmission from the Klingons.
On screen.
This is Captain Kadek of the IKS Chart. You may have forced my boarding parties off your decks, but our ship remains cloaked. You have no hope of finding us or defeating us. Your choice is simple. Surrender, or we will kill your captain and then destroy your ship.
Never.
Perhaps your captain will change your mind. Order your crew to surrender, Captain, or I will blow them out of the sky. It's your choice, Captain. Do you want these children to die?
Very well.
Number 1, you are now the captain of the ship. Your orders...
Your orders are to lock onto my combat and fire!
I'm not sure what those mean, but I imagine it's something like son of a bitch.
Make me proud.
And now a scene ripped off from Star Trek VI.
We have target lock, Captain.
Fire.
Direct hit! Casualties on all decks! Shields! Shields! Fire our weapons! Weapons and shields are offline!
Yeah, that's problem being cloaked is you lose all shield power.
Begin repairs!
Now he's gonna run away.
We've lost their signal. What now? We survived, but the Captain Taggart knew what would happen, and he gave the order anyway. The ultimate sacrifice. One that we all might be called to make someday. He trusted you to take command. All we can do now is survive. And remember him.
And now we go into space combat. And Ensign Flores is now part of my crew.
All decks reporting in, sir. We took some casualties, and sickbay is full. All ship systems have taken some damage, but some are worse than others. Life support is stable, but anything else could be an issue.
Terrell, send out a distress call.
I have been trying to get a distress call out, Captain, but something is jamming all frequencies.
Keep trying. Elisa, what's the status of the Klingon ship?
She's still cloaked, but I think she took some real damage. We're in rough shape too, Captain.
Zevra, report.
Still running diagnostics, sir. Took us some time to get the systems back online.
What about the break-even? Hail them, Travell.
Now, Captain.
SS break-even. This is Starfleet vessel USS Nandi. What is your status?
Oh, hello, Starfleet. No hard feelings, right? I had to send that distress signal. If I didn't, that crazy Klingon was going to blow my ship into space junk. And, because Starfleet's always ready to help and all, could you help me repair my ship? I'm grateful for all you've done to save my ship and cargo already. But the sooner I can get out of here, the sooner I'll be safe from KDEC.
I'll see what we can do. You can go full impulse right now. Partly impulse. She's gonna automatically stop the ship. Well, you can't go full impulse right now because it's disabled.
Helm, full stop. I've stopped us this time, sir, but from now on you'll be responsible for adjusting the speed of the ship.
Looks like she just needs 3 or 4 warp induction coils. We have plenty of those to spare.
Thanks. We'd help you if we could, but I just don't see any profit in that, you know?
Well, looks like we're on our own. At least they said thank you, I guess. About that cloaked ship full of Klingons?
Zevra, do you have a damage report?
Almost done, Captain. Level 2 diagnostics shows that almost all of the plasma injectors are damaged beyond repair.
Do you have replacements?
Not enough. Plasma injectors are made to withstand quite a beating, but I think the Klingons specifically sabotaged them when they boarded us. It's an easy way to cripple a ship. I'm installing what spares we have, but we're short 3 injectors. Without them, we can't go to warp.
Any ideas, Eliza?
We're not the first ship the Klingons have hit here. There's wreckage all over this region. I can scan the derelicts and see if any of them have intact plasma injectors.
Do it.
Bingo! I found some suitable debris in the boneyard nearby. Destroy 3 of those nacelles, and we should get the parts we need.
Because plasma injectors. Without them, warp drive doesn't work.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Digging through scraps we've left behind.
Yeah, that guy's getting annoying.
These plasma injectors will do the trick, sir. Gorgeous technology. Type R, if I had to guess. 3.7 liter flow put with shielded reservoirs and a drop flow induction coil.
That's good. But remember, the Klingons who want us dead need you to work fast.
You have your problems, I have mine. I'll need some time to get everything installed and run a level 1 diagnostic. We don't want to blow up the moment we hit warp 1.
Warp 1 is approximately 2 times the speed of light. Warp 2 is about 4 times the speed of light. 3 is 8, and so on and so forth. It's a geometric progression of the warp scale. Flores, give me a status report.
Zarva's dealing with the warp core, but until she's done, we're still stranded out here with no way to call for help. Oh, don't forget the cloaked Klingon battlecruiser. It's probably making repairs faster than we are.
Any chance we can determine what's jamming communication in this system?
Of course we can. We're the class of 2409. Tyrell has been working with the engineers, and they've pinpointed the locations of several Klingon signal jammers. That's what blocked our communications during the ambush. I recommend that we destroy the jamming satellites. We'll be able to get a call out to Starfleet then.
Sounds good.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Nice shot! 2 more jamming satellites left.
I haven't forgotten about you. Think your ship can take a couple more hits?
Long-range communications are operational, sir. Shall I send the distress signal?
That Klingon ship took some real damage. I'll bet she's leaking plasma all over the place. We might be able to use that to find them.
Do it. We need to find him before he ambushes us again.
Understood. I'd rather not die to Klingons on my first day. Got it. I can trace the plasma signature right to the source.
Finally, we have an advantage.
I'll send the source of the plasma signature to navigation. It will show up on the map. It's pretty far out, sir. We should use the ship's full impulse power to reach it. This will temporarily take power from other systems, but vastly improve our speed. Once we drop out of full impulse, the power will return to other systems.
I can make your death swift.
Hover your mouse over a weapon, and its firing arc will be shown around your ship in space.
And as you see, because I'm broadsiding him, I'm able to use both of my phasers instead of just one. But I can't use my torpedoes because those have a smaller arc.
Think you can catch me? Go ahead and try.
Click on a shield that is low on power to direct power to it. This will divert power from your other shields.
Target's shields have failed.
I'm devoting power to weapons because faster damage outbeats lasting longer. At least to me. Especially if you're playing tactical where you're not really so much trying to be the tankiest ship. You're trying to do as much damage as possible as quickly as possible.
Incoming transmission, sir. It is from Starfleet.
On screen, Travell.
This is Captain Volok of the USS Renown. Do you require assistance?
Yes, sir, we were ambushed by Klingon marauders.
A Klingon captain would have to be very bold to travel this far into Federation territory. Where is Captain Taggart?
He was captured and taken to the Klingon ship. They killed him after he ordered us to fire on his position.
And did you follow his orders?
Yes, sir.
So, I take it you are in command now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Very well. We will escort your ship to Earth's space dock.
What about the Klingon who killed Captain Taggart. Sir, Kedek is still out there.
And if he reveals his position, he will be dealt with accordingly. Until then, you are to set a course for our position. Renown out.
Yes, sir.
Warning. Ship is
Your captain begged for his life before I killed him.
Target's shields have failed.
Accepting danger is part of being a Starfleet officer.
I tire
You
of
have learned
this.
this lesson
It's
well.
time to finish this fight. My house will avenge me!
And when a ship explodes, it can damage you, so you want to try to turn your strongest shields to it.
The Renown will escort you back to Earth's space dock. But first we must inform the USS Kittimer that... One moment. My communications officer informs me that we are unable to contact the Kittimer. We will proceed to their coordinates to determine if they require assistance, and your ship will accompany us. I hereby grant you a field promotion. This will give you the proper authority over your crew, and final decision-making ability for your ship until we reach Earth's space dock and report to Admiral Quinn.
And now Zarva's in my crew. Now I'm going to quickly look through my selections here. It's slightly better. Yeah, that's better than my basic phaser, so I'll go with that. The weapons most ships start out with, at least at this level, are basically tier 0. So they have really no effective usefulness. Especially once you get like a tier 1 or more. Part of the game is constantly upgrading your equipment, as is the case with pretty much all MMOs. Now, your abilities are split between ground and space. Ground has less skills, but also costs less to max out. You don't really want to max out any one of these chains. You kind of want to go up to like level 6 on them, because past that point they start dropping off in effectiveness. But for every point you spend on ground stuff, you lose points for space, so you have to kind of decide where you want to go with each one.
We're here, Captain. The USS Kittimer is dead ahead, and the Renown is beside us. Our orders are to make contact with the Kittimer and find out why they've not responded to our hails.
Very good. Set course for the Kittimer. The Kittimer is obviously a reference to the Kittimer Accords, which was the original peace treaty between the Klingon and Federation Empire. So the Klingon Empire and the Federation, United Federation of Planets, that was shown being signed in Star Trek VI. Which is actually the second treaty, because the first treaty between the Federation and Klingons was the Organian peace treaty that we saw in Errand of Mercy. Cut through the static, boost the signal.
Yes, sir. I will require approximately 15 seconds to make the necessary adjustments.
Understood.
Ah, Captain Volok. Captain Taggart? What are you both doing here?
Not Captain Taggart, sir. I am in command of the Nandi. Captain Volok ordered me to come with him to your location.
Always good to follow the orders of your superior officers.
Do you know what happened to your communications?
These cadets were the unfortunate victims of a Klingon ambush. Captain Taggart is dead, and the ship is under the command of this cadet. The Renown was escorting them back to Earth's space dock, but when we could not raise the Kittimer, I deemed it imperative to alter our course and assess the situation. Captain Yim, what is your status?
I'm troubled by the anomalies in this system, and if they're affecting long-range communications, then they're doubly a cause for concern. Let's do this by the numbers. We've already launched 9 probes. Now that they're active, we can do an in-depth scan of the anomalies. With all 3 ships collecting data, we should be able to complete this quickly and formulate a course of action. The Renown has the largest science team, so I recommend we send our data there for analysis. Any questions?
No questions, sir. I'm confident my crew is up to the task.
You're quite confident for a cadet. You remind me a bit of myself when I was an ensign. Of course, I wasn't commanding a ship back then. Let's see how you perform before you start claiming that chair full time.
Understood. And now we just fly around to the anomalies, do little scans, see what kind of weird thing is happening.
Reports indicate traces of gamma radiation, but there's something off in the readings.
Kittimer here. Are you seeing the same gamma radiation levels that we are? I'm not sure that a normal scan will be enough. We might need to do a full multiphasic reading.
We saw the same issue. How can we improve our findings?
My Chief Science Officer, Commander Davis, suggests that performing a reverse tachyon pulse wave scan will solve our sensor issue. Perform your final scans and then report back.
Like, what could this strange gamma radiation be caused by?
Deflector dish is realigned for reverse tachyon pulse wave, sir. Picking up a transwarp signature. It's right on top of us! The Borg!
Ship is under attack.
This is what's known as the Borg probe.
All life forms will be assimilated.
The Kittimer is under attack. Use full impulse to reach her quickly.
Of course it's the Borg. It's always the Borg.
Warning, ship is under attack.
From this time forward, your culture will adapt to service ours.
Target's shields have failed.
This is the emergency medical hologram aboard the USS Kittimer.
And that is Zachary Quinto voicing the hologram.
Range. I've lost contact with the bridge. I am unable to contact Commander Davis for new instructions. The Kittimer is being overwhelmed by Borg boarding parties. These Borg are different than the ones in my history records. They seem disconnected somehow. They're strange, but still quite dangerous.
Can you hold on, Ion? We have problems of our own to deal with.
I am an emergency medical hologram, not a miracle worker.
Captain Volok, what should we do?
The Borg were brutally efficient on the Kittimer. The emergency medical hologram may be in command simply because no one else is fit to do so. The Borg have not been seen in the Alpha Quadrant in decades. Their arrival cannot simply be a coincidence. However, I hesitate to speculate without the full data from all of the probes.
What do you need us to do?
I will send teams to aid the Kittimer. You will have to finish the scans. We need to know the extent of the Borg presence here. You must also inform me if you or your crew are unable to continue. The Borg evoke a strong emotional response. They can rattle even trained Starfleet officers. A crew of cadets that have already survived a Klingon attack may be unable to cope.
I trust my crew will get the job done.
I have linked the Iota point to your map. Scan there while we see to the Kittimer. Please transmit the data so we may begin our analysis. We have your data, and our science team is analyzing it now.
What is the status of the Kittimer?
Our tactical teams have eliminated the Borg boarding parties on the Kittimer. Why do you ask?
Can we use the Kittimer to help analyze the data?
There's an 88.47% chance that you will need my help.
Agreed. Can you help the Renown analyze the data we've accumulated in the system?
I have 75 million gigaquads of computer memory and an extensive library of files on military tactics and command strategies. I believe I can spare a few bits of processing power for you.
Let's see what we can determine.
Borg transwarp signatures detected. Prepare your ship for combat.
They're firing. I need help.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Shields have failed.
More Borg! I don't know if we're ready for this.
Target's shields have failed.
Maintain your composure. Logically, you can defeat the Borg with Admiral Janeway's tactics. You are Starfleet officers. You are prepared for this.
Multiple Borg warp signatures detected.
And that's a transwarp gate.
It's an impatient force. We're outnumbered. There's no way we
Warning,
can...
ship is under attack.
The Borg are
Target shield
departing,
has failed.
most likely for a more strategic target. Direct your fire at the remaining sphere. Focus your fire, and we shall prevail.
Direct hit.
Here is the situation as we see it. The Borg are using the Pollux system as a staging area for a larger invasion. Long-range sensors are already detecting inbound transwarp signatures. The most likely target for a first strike is the Vega system. There is a civilian colony there, and if the Borg could take it by surprise, they would have large numbers of new drones at their disposal.
Then Andy should go to the Vega and warn the colonists.
Very observant of you. The Renown is better equipped to hold off further Borg attacks and assist the Kittimer. We must remain here. Once you have warned the colony, return to Earth's space dock.
Understood. We'll set course for Vega. Ah, crap. Hated when I do that.
Imperative that you warn the colony at Vega of the impending attack. We will do what we can to hold off the Borg here in Vega and repair the Kittimer.
We have to make our way to Vega as soon as we can, Captain. I just hope we're not too late to warn the colony. Are you ready to go?
Part system.
Shields up, red alert.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Turn off astrometrics. Go to skill points. Since we have them to spend, let's spend them. Let's see, what skills can I pull? I like to travel by clicking on the map if I can find it easily, or going to the system list and just clicking the system. We've been recording for about an hour and a half. I think it was around 12:30 when I started. I think I'm gonna go until possibly level 10 with this character, and then I'll call it a day. If there's enough time left over before then, I will go for another game, probably Pokemon Showdown, maybe some more of this. All depends on what that time looks like when I get to that point. Assimilation of the innocent. Begin. Here we gotta fight.
We arrived before the Borg. Now my heart can start beating again.
Hail
what
the
are your orders,
We'll
Captain?
have to warn them.
Tyrell managed to establish a comm link with Willow Post, the administrator of Vega Colony. It's not a great signal, but it's the best you're gonna get. Putting her through now.
Greetings, Captain. Is there something I can do for you today?
The Borg are on the way to this system. You need to start evacuating.
Repeat, please. Your signal is breaking up. Did you see the Borg? What about them?
The Borg are on their way. Mayor, you have to evacuate. Come, what just happened?
I have lost contact with Vega Colony, sir. Something is blocking all subspace signals in this area. Even our hails to the civilian ships are not getting through. There is a communication satellite nearby. It should boost our signal sufficiently to inform the freighters of the danger and warn the colony.
Set course for the satellite.
Our hails are still blocked, sir. The Borg may be attempting to isolate the planet before they land. Your orders, sir.
8 of 8. Can we get transporter locks on the colonists?
Borg are jamming up any remote signals. It's not safe to beam through that.
This is what I was talking about, the graphic glitch. Because it's assuming the Borg officer that I added first is my chief engineer. So essentially, Zevra's dialogue is being put through her. Hurry, I think the Borg may be here any...
Transwarp conduits opening all over the system, Captain. The Borg are here.
Warning.
Those civilian ships are right in the Borg's path. We have to help them.
Target's shields have failed.
We'll save the tachyon pulse because we're pretty much punching through its shield right now. Let's call this, tachyon beam. Good way to lower your enemy's shields while you're fighting them.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Captain, I have short-range communications. Long-range signals are still blocked. I can contact the planet and have informed Administrator Post of the situation. However, the Borg have already landed and are moving toward the colony. It may be more prudent to retreat back to the Renown, sir.
We're the only Starfleet vessel in the system. We must rescue as many colonists as we can.
Borg landing craft detected nearby. Captain, there are civilian ships engaging them.
I believe I can send a message to those ships.
Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Civilian ships, you are ordered to disengage and retreat. We will cover you.
Roger that, Starfleet. All ships, fall back.
Yeah, those freighters aren't going to do much against the Borg.
All civilian ships have safely warped out of the system, Captain.
Target's shields have failed.
Let's see how quickly that just ripped away that probe's shields. And that's why I looked at it today.
Captain, the Borg have landed, and the colony won't be able to hold them off for long. I recommend beaming down to Vega and getting as many people out as we can.
Beam down. Now you can choose your party member. I'm gonna take Travell with me because she is a healer.
Captain, according to our readings, over half the planet is already assimilated by the Borg. At the rate they're progressing, the region we're in will be overrun in roughly 1 hour. And if that wasn't bad enough, the interference is affecting the ship's transporters.
Understood. We'll manually tag any survivors we find for transport. Any questions?
No, sir. I'll follow your lead.
Though, technically, it's like acting as if she's in your party member because that's what they assume you're going to take. But, well.
That's one of those Borg ships from orbit. Are we too late? Those landing ships don't just carry drones. They can pump nanoprobes directly into the ground and the atmosphere. We need to hurry. The Borg will be in this area soon.
That is a bit of a reference to an episode of Voyager where they were where the Borg Queen was trying to figure out a way to assimilate Federation territories more efficiently because they'd proven very, very resistant to standard assimilation tactics.
Thank you. We didn't know if anyone from Starfleet got our distress signal, and we don't have any weapons. But we do have some spare armor suits for you and your officer. They're in the crates next to the gate. This code will open the gate. Please, Administrator Post and some of the others are still there. You have to save them.
And the crate is over here. Retrieve supplies.
Press the U key to view your...
Give her a slightly more powerful weapon. Okay. The interesting about this game is the uniform look you choose will stay on the character until you choose to have the armor look or whatever
We're
change
too
you
late.
decide to make. So basically the deployable nanoprobes like that allow them to essentially virally infect a planet.
We have the civilians. There is still no sign of the Renown or the Kittimer, sir.
So essentially preloading the planet with the Borg virus, which is why you see it like starting to form over the bits of ground and stuff as it progresses. It's a very, very scary weapon that they started developing toward the end of Voyager. A lot of people think that the reason why the Borg went full like assault on this planet is that they only had a very narrow window to get through ships through. So
I apologize for calling us putting a rifle in your face. If it wasn't for him, the Borg would have assimilated me by now. What's the situation? Are you bringing more Starfleet reinforcements? I see. Then it's true. Vega is doomed. A single starship cannot hope to stop this. Still, there is more to do. Many citizens are hiding in their homes. We cannot abandon them to the Borg. I know. Colas and I have been trying to get around the interference field. Thank you for tagging the people you found and getting them safely transported to your ship.
That can't be everyone.
No, there are dozens more hiding out in the buildings. But Colas and I have a plan. We think a pattern enhancer will do the trick. With that, we can transport the remaining citizens to your ship. But first, I need to offer you some equipment. Vega was a trade colony, and this gear was intended to go to Starbase 65. I think you need it more.
Yeah, my thanks. I'll retrieve the equipment and set up the pattern enhancer. This is how you get your first kit. See if I can add some stuff to the Nandi. Better torpedoes, better deflector dish, and a science console. Did I equip the kit to my character? Yes, I did. Now we set up the pattern enhancers. These were introduced in Next Generation as a means to basically cut through the various kinds of interference that could affect transporter signals.
The pattern enhancers are working. And not a moment too soon. I can hear the Borg moving this way.
I need you to signal the citizens to come here for transport.
I'll do that. How long do you think you can hold off the Borg?
As long as we need to. Give the signal.
Remember when we thought fighting a crazed Klingon was the worst thing that could happen today?
Concentrate fire on the Borg. We need to keep them away from the civilians.
Another group of civilians is beamed to the ship, Captain.
And the Borg bodies are just stacking up over there. Though admittedly all the enemies are probably said to be at their weakest possible for this encounter so that you can easily complete it by yourself with only a limited amount of bridge officers.
Shields are back up, sir, but more Borg vessels are warping to our location. We have detected a type of generator near your position. There is a 94.6% chance it is the device affecting our transporters. If you can destroy it, we will transport as many people from the area as we are able.
Hang in there, Travell. We'll be there soon. Mayor, thank you for your assistance.
Thank you for everything you've done. Even though it was impossible to save everyone, those you did save will be forever in your debt.
Thank you. We're doing all we can. Coles, you're with me.
Glad to do anything I can. I was born on Vega. There's no way I'm sitting by and letting the Borg take it without a fight.
Alright, let's get moving.
Alright, Coles, you're gonna see friends who've been assimilated. Don't
I know the drill.
hesitate.
Just never expected any Borg here, you know.
No one ever expects the Borg. Surprise is their primary means of attack.
That one. We played poker last night.
We are the Borg. Resistance is futile.
The Borg are activating the transport inhibitor. We need to disable that force field. The Borg are so, what's the word? Effective? Systematic? Evil. I'm gonna go with evil.
We are the Borg. Resistance is futile.
The Borg assimilated Jem'Hadar. That's scary. Considering they were supposed to be immune to assimilation, at least they were in time.
The ship is transporting anyone they can get a lock on, Captain, but we don't have much time. We need to get back as soon as possible.
Beam out.
We're packed to the brim with civilians, Captain. I don't think we could fit one more soul on this ship. Communications are still jammed, so we can't reach the Renown or the Kittimer. The immediate problem is the civilian ships in this system. Vega's a huge trading outpost. There are always ships traveling here. We need to warn them the Borg have taken over.
Can we reconfigure the satellite? And the system said out an automated warning?
Possibly, but what we need to do is hightail it out of here with these civilians. Of course, the path to the satellites does lead away from the planet, so we could remotely reconfigure them as we leave. The message won't get very far, but anyone who enters the system will get the signal and be able to turn around before it's too late.
Sounds like a plan. Helm laying a course for the first satellite.
Multiple probes inbound. I don't think the Borg like us hanging around.
Is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Yeah, all these ships are clearly weakened from what their normal default damage abilities are for this mission, otherwise you wouldn't be able to survive. But that's the way it is with tutorial missions. Everything's weaker than it should be, so you have a chance to survive. Because if you die during a tutorial, then, well, the game developer failed you.
Never thought I wish I was back at the academy studying for the astrometrics final.
Warning.
From this time forward, your culture will adapt to service ours.
Target's shields have failed.
Beef up my shields for safety. Now I'm not going to waste a tachyon beam right now. Its shields and health is so low.
4 shields failing.
Sir, there are several fast-moving ships on sensors. No way to contact them, and I can't tell if they're friend or foe.
Your hull repair rate is affected by how many crew you have. So the more crew you have, the faster your hull repairs. Which is why there's several abilities in the game that can kill your crew members without you being able to defend against them. Mostly to do with, like, infecting your ship with radiation. Full impulse.
Lower your shields and prepare to be boarded. All life forms will be assimilated.
A cube? Guess it's our time to go out in a blaze of glory.
Exceptional effort. Now, let us finish this.
Target's shields have failed.
We held off what we could in Pollux and sent a signal out to Starfleet. These were the closest ships. Others will be arriving as soon as they can.
Glad to see. There's no way we could defeat that cube by ourselves.
You have handled things well thus far. Excellent thinking on reconfiguring the satellites into warning beacons. We received the signal as soon as we arrived in the system.
Are we going to attempt to retake Vega?
I will be discussing that option with the other captains here, but your priority is to protect the civilians you have on board, as well as to ensure the safety of your crew. The Kittimer will return to Earth space dock with you. Once you arrive, report to Admiral Quinn. He will have more information for you.
Yes, sir.
You and your crew have done well. Koles would make a fine addition to your senior staff.
I don't have enough room for him right now because I
Captain
picked that.
Volok told us to get to Earth space dock, and I think he's right. We need to get the civilians to safety, and I don't think I can handle any more excitement.
Warp to Earth space dock. And that is the tutorial for Star Trek Online's Federation side. Now it'll be regular story missions from here on out. Not as much characterization with your crew members as before, because they just haven't added as much. I had to wait for the movie to finish before I could do anything. Hello, I love Bammy. How are you today? We have a lot to discuss, Cadet Solidoc. It's Lieutenant, sir. I'm okay. Been going for about 2 hours now. Seems to be pretty good at holding up. Just kind of going through, basically showing people what the first 10 levels or so look of the Federation. And next week I'm going to do the first 10 or so levels of the Romulans, and then I'll do the next 10 levels after that, which will be level 10, level 11 to 20. Because basically it's only the first 20 levels or so where the stories are dramatically different between the factions. After that they kind of merge. Yes, I see here the report transmitted by Captain Volok has granted you a field promotion and given you seniority over the rest of the active crew of your ship. As a cadet, you were assigned to the Academy training crews under Captain Mask Taggart, correct? Acting First Officer. Yes, sir, that is correct. I heard reports of facing off against Klingon raiders and a Borg invasion force within hours of leaving Starfleet. Very unusual. In your own words, tell me what happened there. That's quite a story. Yes, sir, it's all true. Don't worry, I have statements here from Captain Volek, Yim, and Willa Post of Vega Colony corroborating your story. All three of them cite your bravery and command skills, as well as you and your crew's willingness to put yourselves in harm's way to preserve the lives of others. I'm a Starfleet officer, sir. It's in the job description. And you're exactly the kind of officer Starfleet needs. I know your ship might not be the Enterprise, but I think you've proven yourself capable of sitting in her chair. Sir? Under normal circumstances, it would take you years to work to get your own command. But these are not normal circumstances. We're at war with the Klingon Empire, the Borg have returned. I'm losing more trained officers and ships than I can have to spare. Ships we can build, but leaders with courage and honor, those are harder to find. It is time to try something different. I need someone who can handle themselves in a crisis and get the best out of their crew. Even though you're young, I think you are that person. I hereby promote you to the rank of lieutenant and give you command of the USS Nandi. Don't disappoint me. You won't regret this, sir. Your orders. What's going to happen in Vega? No. But I am sorry for the loss of Captain Taggart, sir. Captain Taggart was a good man and a fine officer, Lieutenant. He knew what he was doing when he issued that order. Don't dwell on what happened. Your actions saved the lives of your crew, not to mention the civilians you were able to evacuate from Vega Colony. Now it's up to you and your crew to honor Taggart's sacrifice and carve out your own legacy. Do you have any further questions? No, sir. What are your orders? So, are you a fan of Star Trek Online, or did you just see that no one was here and decide to pop in to say hello? You will be assigned to the Klingon front, but first you could use some new equipment for the Nandi. I have approved consoles developed by Starfleet corporate engineers. These consoles will installed into your ship will improve its capabilities. As you improve in rank, you will earn better consoles and other ships you will command throughout your career. We'll have space for many more. When you're done here, go see Durs Rex and customize your starship's appearance. Cool. This game gets a lot of undeserved hate. It really does, considering how much, when you compare it to the fact that there really isn't many in the way of Star Trek games, and most of them have a lot of combat focus because, well, let's face it, a video game where you don't fight wouldn't enthrall anyone. Lieutenant, I have received reports that there's a Bolian freighter that is overdue to arriving Earth space dock. It may need assistance. Please talk to Malcolm Cecil in the shipyard. He will have more information about the missing vessel than I do. Okay, we'll pop that there. That there. That there. Tavroll, you'll get... We'll give this weapon to Elisa. Level myself up. And we'll do attack patterns. Now, since I have a repeat of an officer, I'm going to look at what they have unlocked for abilities in space at Tier 1. Let's see, skills. Emergency powered shields. Emergency powered shields. Let's go with emergency power, structural integrity collapse, engineering team. Oh, I have to create some money first. We can probably sell some stuff to make some money to buy this. Plus, it'll clear out excess space. Engineering, we'll go with engineering team. Buy. Go to 8 of 8, and we'll give her engineering team as a skill. Last week I was doing the Klingon. Next week I'll do Romulan. Tuesdays I'm going to be doing Fallout 1, and I haven't figured out what I'm going to do for my third day of streaming. I'm working on various titles to decide which one I want to do. Hello, Ramble DX. How are you? Okay, go to ship requisitions, select your ship. Ready starship. Inventory. Take all of these fancy consoles off. Unequip. 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 And switch to this.